Right then, video inside a video. We're currently doing some maintenance work on the V10, so the engine's out behind Adam. But that's not what we're concentrating on in this video. It's all about the tyres and the wheels, I suppose. So at the minute, we have got 33s, which in the UK are considered to be quite a big tyre, especially on the Touaregs. But for Ryan, not quite big enough. So we're going to try and fit something a little bit bigger on there. We're not 100% sure what's going to be required to do this. There is another Touareg in the UK that we're aware of that is running 35s. So it is possible, and that's what Ryan wants. So these are the general grabbers. They've been pretty good so far. The sidewalls have been pretty good, but in terms of at drum clog, these were just caking up with mud, and well, they weren't the best performing tyre there on the day. Oh. So we're changing up the tyre as well as the size. We're going for these. Seamless. So these are the Geolander MTs, so G003. This is considered as a 35-inch tyre, but we've got the tape measure out. Doing some myth busting in this video as well, Adam. They're not actually 35-inch, so I get them at about 34 1/4. So it's clear that a male has measured these tyres when they've gone to market and rounded it up to the nearest inch rather than down. But I think across most of the tyre brands, there's not actually that many 35s that measure a true 35. So this is the nearest thing. We're hoping that this is going to perform a little bit better in the mud. You can tell just with the tread pattern that they're a lot more aggressive than the general Grabber X3s. A lot more gaps, should clear themselves out pretty nicely. And then the sidewalls, it's a 10-ply sidewall, and they've got quite a few knobbly bits. Definitely more aggressive than the Grabbers as well. So they should help. Another thing I should mention is this 33 is mounted onto an 18-inch wheel. This 35 is going to be mounted to a 17-inch wheel, so it's given us a little bit more profile on the tyre, which means we should be able to let a bit more pressure out, and they should perform better as well. And these are the wheels that we're going to be mounting them to. So you might have already seen these in another video, and that's because we fitted a set of these to our new 7P Touareg, the Escape model. We fitted a set of Davantis to these just before we went to drum clog and did a bit of testing on those. But, like I said, we're doing a bit of switching round. So the fuel wheels, the 17-inch fuel wheels, are getting mounted to the 35-inch tyres and going on the V10. And then we'll have a look at what's happening with the 7P. Right, this is going to have to be quick because everyone's desperate to make some noise in Fab Shop. But we've got it in. We're just doing the usual sill mod. So we've got to do these with the early Touaregs and the Cayennes to fit the 33-inch tyres. So same applies to this. We'll cut it out, weld on a plate. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward on this because we've already got rid of the bottom half of the front bumper. We haven't got any clearance issues there. The arch liners has already been trimmed. We're going to have to do a little bit trimming on the back, but other than that, these 33s going on the 7P. So we'll let Mark crack on with this. We're going to get the 35 fitted to the fuel wheel, and then we can do a bit of testing when the engine and the hubs are back on the Touareg and find out actually what we need to cut and trim, modify to get the 35s to fit. So stay tuned. So we've got the 7P, too many Touaregs to keep track of. We've got the 7P back in the workshop for the 33s off the 7L fitting onto this. So Mark's finished up the sill plates. So as you can see, that's all finished, painted, sealed, so it'll not rust. Still got the arch liners to put back in We've jet washed the intercoolers because they were absolutely filthy. So Harry's going to get the arch liners whacked in, and then we're going to get the 33-inch General Grabber X3s on this. We've lined it up already, and I think it's going to look pretty sick. So we've just got the 35s fitted and lowered it off the ramp, and I know we can't keep it like this, but it does look pretty sick. Wish we could keep it like this, because if you could drive round at this drive, like ride height, with these wheels on, it looks gangster. But that's not the point. Obviously, it's an off-roader. It is probably at some point going to have the wheel quite far up in the arch, so we need to make sure that the clearance all the way around is adequate. So straight away, it's already very, very tight. I can't even get my fingers down there. So we're going to have to cut this. We're going to have to cut this sill slider back. We're even going to have to cut this bit of arch liner that's left. We thought we were going to have loads of clearance on this front bit, but still, it's already touching. Not ideal. Back, same story pretty much. Not too bad all the way around until you get to, well, this bit. It's actually clearing more now it's lowered. Once this is like halfway up, this touches the tread. So that's going to need trimming. That's actually the door as well. So we might even have to trim the door a little bit. And again, this sill slider, that's going to have to come back. We've got the wheel on the back. That's, we are looking to revise the design of the wheel carriers because there's a lot of weight on that now. It's going to be rocking around quite a lot. So let's lift it up a little bit and we'll have another look at what clearances we've got. So we've just jacked it up to a level that's probably about off-road mode. So as you can see, the arch liner in there is touching very, very tight. So definitely going to have to do some cutting on that. The front, now it's jacked up, definitely got a lot more clearance. Can just about get my fingers down there, but again, we're still going to have to cut this sill back, probably the arch liner as well. And then another problem we've got, if we come around this side, but if you can just see in there, at some point already, even with the 33s on, the tyre's been rubbing through the arch liner, and just behind there, there's two coolant pipes. So we're going to have to do some rerouting of these coolant pipes. Not sure entirely how we're going to do that yet, but we know that 35s have been fitted to Cayennes and Touaregs before, so pretty confident we'll be able to get around that. Basically, we just need to do a lot of chopping and then they'll fit. So we've got a few more bits to do on this on the ramp, and then when we pull it into the fab shop to get some cutting done, we'll carry on recording. we're just about ready, other than a few little finishing up bits under the engine bay, to get this out and actually test if it's going to cause a problem or not. So we've already done quite a bit of cutting back here. You can see from all the sealant on there, stop it going rusty. So we've cut that back, put a plate on. Same with this lip up here. We've knocked that back, again, as far as it can go physically, without properly butchering it. At normal ride height, pretty much clears everywhere. The only issue that we might have is when this wheel is fully up into the wheel arch. I'd say it's not far off full lock, but if you get in to near enough full lock, it is just touching on that back lip that we've already cut back. So whether that is going to cause a problem when we're off-road or not, we'll see. We'll try and do a bit of testing with the articulation and that when we get it off the ramp, and yeah, see if it's going to cause a problem. But I think that's as good as we're going to get it. At the other side, we've had to remove the diesel heater because all these coolant pipes and that were getting in the way. That hasn't worked for a while on this car, so it's not a major loss. So that basically just removed the coolant lines and everything that were here before. We'll probably have a shot of that the last time we looked in this wheel arch. Just see the two coolant pipes up there, and then there's two down the bottom. They just need joining together, but rather than joining them within the wheel arch, I think what we're going to try and do is follow those back into the engine bay and then run the coolant pipes in the engine bay, and then there's nothing in the wheel arch at all. And then on the back, pretty happy with the back, not going to cause any problems. We have took the full arch liner out, but it's not actually doing that much. It's not covering anything. So what we might do is just clean up all this under here and probably raptor it or under seal or something along them lines, just to make it look a bit tidier. You can see a bit better here what we've had to do cutting it back. We have had to cut the door ever so slightly. Mark's gone a bit overkill with tiger seal. So, but even though we've cut that bit of the door back and there's a bit of a seal here, again, I think we'll get away with leaving that in, but there's still a seal on the door, and then there's still a seal in there as well. So this is pretty much like the last seal. It's not massively important. But yeah, let's we'll put it all the way down so you can see that on the back we've got no clearance issues at all. And then, like I said, once we've got the coolant pipes all connected, we'll get it out and then we'll do a bit of testing with the articulation, see if we've got any rubbing. So admittedly, this video is quite a bit after we last had this in the workshop to fit the wheels, but that does mean this has been off-roading quite a few times now, and we haven't had any issues with the 35s fitted. So as you can see, when it's articulated, there's plenty of room for many activities on full droop. But as you can see on the back, there's not much room for anything, to be fair. So when it is fully articulated on, well, obviously this is all jacked all the way up on the front, it's all the way down on the rear, it is just touching the wheel arch. If we go around the other side as well, Adam, and have a look at the front, nice pile of tarmac, conveniently placed. You can see it's touching the arch as well on the front. But like I said, it's not actually that often you're going to be fully articulated like this and need to turn as well. So it does turn, but you're probably going to have issues on full lock. But like I said, we've been to Barmouth now with the 35s, and Ryan and Rob went to the Billing off-road show and did like the off-road course there. And like I said, we've had no problems. So I suppose we kind of already knew it because someone else had already done it on a Touareg. But this video does show that you can fit 35s on the Touareg. Not very well, Probably wouldn't recommend it for most people, but if you do want to go balls out, then there you go, can happen. The 7P, we'll put some pictures in of that on the 33s. That is now back on some 32 points, summer, I can't remember what size they are. Just some winter tyres. That's just because it's being used quite a lot and it's been doing quite a lot of miles on the road, so we've put some more road orientated tyres on there just for better fuel economy and less road noise. But we've still got the 33s, and when we do go off-roading, those go back on. I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you do subscribe, I think one of the next videos is going to be this at Barmouth. So if you want to see how it performs on the 35s, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.